everybody. So it's your girl, your favorite survivor, Vivian, and just wanted to come on here. So this is something that I am going to do, like just a breakdown of Harvey meetings after I go to them, right? So before I do that, I want to start by saying my heartfelt condolences to Beth. I heard about your husband, and I am truly sorry for your loss. I would have called or texted you, but I am going to be honest and say that I did not save your number in my phone simply because the day when we talked, it was a lot going on. You know, I was in the process of doing a court stuff. So I don't know what number it is that was yours. So I do send my condolences. If you want to send me a text with your name. That way I promise I will store and save your name. So now we got that out of the way. I did see that video that Beth and Ryan and Amir did. And I will just say that it's kind of hard to dispute what's on video. I'll say that and then I'll just leave it there. Yesterday, the meeting in Harvey was interesting, right? So let's talk about it. So let's talk about how the money is being spent in Harvey, Illinois. Now, we all know who the mayor is, who's running the city, Christopher Clark. He have a couple aldermen that always vote yes for him, which is the 1st Ward, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, and 6th Ward. So you have 4 aldermen that vote in his favor, which I don't think that's a bad thing when it's something that is transparent and beneficial to the community. Now, listen, I'm not here just to complain because I'm going to break this whole story down so the residents understand in the last 3 months where their tax dollars are going and why some of these choices don't make sense and why the city of Harvey definitely deserves better with the numbers because facts don't lie. So I'm gonna just tell y'all this. I looked at their act. I never do this. I actually looked at the agenda packet that was sent out, and I do have to say that Harvey has spent over 3.2 million, and that's spread across 4 major funds. So the general fund over 2.3 million, the water fund over 2.7 million, the motor fuel fund about 108,000, and the sewer fund, just under 4,000. Now let's pause. The sewer fund amount tells you everything you need to know. 3,800 is in spending for the entire sewer system. Now y'all know that Harvey gets a lot of flooding, right? Meanwhile, you got tens of thousands of dollars going to lawsuits, consulting fees, and parade marketing, right? So remember that. Harvey has spent nearly $87,000 to a single marketing firm. For what? No public breakdown, no measurable results, just strategy that sounds like a photo op or a campaign to me. Now y'all know that the election is coming in 2027. So keep peeping the scenery. Meanwhile, water leak detection, water purchases from Chicago, and their hydrant work that made up most of the water funds. Who was at my door? I'm sorry, y'all might want to keep going on. Let me take a look. Y'all know I got stalkers. It might be the mailman. It was. It's about that time. Y'all almost 2 o'clock. Okay, sorry. Back on it. So, the water leak detection, water purchases from Chicago, and the hydrant work, that made up most of the water fund spending, right? So at least there, we can see some sort of effort to maintain basic services. But we have to remember also, they just did a 10% layoff. 10% layoff of employees. So who's missing from the table? It's not just how you spend the money, it's who's allowed to be part of the process. That's the problem, right? Not you, because you're going to spend your money how you want to spend your money, and who's helping you spend this money could very well be detrimental to your downfall. I'm going to just leave it there. So let's talk about the financial meeting that we just went to. My alarm just keep going off. I'm sorry. It was so one-sided, y'all. The comptroller did talking points about what he does, but him and the treasurer definitely are not on the same page. Now, the comptroller's report versus the treasury report, I understand are two separate reports. So why can't we get both reports since they're reporting on two separate things? One is reporting on the financials, the bank statements, and what actually came out of the accounts, and the other one's he's reporting on everything, the actuals, the whole makeup of the city of Harvey. So why can't we see both reports if technically we already know and understand that they are not going to look the same? We should be able to see both reports. Just my opinion. So I don't know how they need to come together to come to an agreement, to be able to work together, to be able to do whatever they need to do to be able to show the residents both reports. That's all I'm asking. I appreciate the resident that gave her that plaque. That was beautiful, that was well thought out and well earned. Like you said, she is qualified to do that job. So since she's qualified and certified, let her do it. Like, let us see what she's showing us, or showing you, rather. So, it's just, the way that they're doing this is just so shady. It's just financially reckless. And it shows us that there is not any transparency. There's no transparency. It's about control. Control. Every time the second ward or the fourth ward ask a question, they're belittled and berated and talked to like they are uneducated, uninformed, when the points that they're making actually make sense. When she said about the fines for the $500 tickets, it's understandable that $175 is for the residents. However, if a resident like me is only on a fixed income, $175 out my check would break my budget. Literally, I only have a certain amount that comes in every freaking month. So you're telling me that if I was somebody like Melissa or Chappelle, and I know you don't like me, and now you could just come on my property and fine me for whatever you think you can do to me, there's no clear line of what they can fine you for and what they can't fine you for. And again, these fines that you guys are trying to impose, who's actually behind the person that's writing the ordinances to make sure that it's fair, clear across the board? That's the problem. And then you're trying to just put dollar amounts on certain tickets, and that's understandable. Some people deserve fines. I'm not saying that they don't, but again, if someone talked to someone on their block and I don't be at home during the day when the noise ordinances or whatever, but I'm doing an event in my house, I should be able to enjoy my yard and have company in my yard and not be hit with a ticket for noise ordinance when everybody around me is okay with what's going on, just because y'all targeting people. See, it's not about the tickets and the fines, really. It's more so about the community, the amounts, that you guys are allowed to impose, how you're enforcing it, and how many tickets can you write in one day? Did you ever think about that? So every time you come out for this and you feel like that's a violation, you could write me 10 tickets. I can't afford that shit. I can't. I'm not rich. I don't have it. I don't. So that's the problem. But you guys try and make it seem like, oh, they're just uneducated. Oh, you're just not reading it. It reminds me of Tiffany Henry so bad. It's so sad and disgusting how y'all playing these games. Y'all are doing the same shit out of Tiffany Henry's Playbook 101. It's weird. It's like reliving Dalton all over again. Only difference is that everybody ain't fighting on the same side. That's the only difference. But you guys are really trying to twist the truth. And the truth will come out with the finances. And we already know that you are so many hundreds of billions in the hole. But like Amanda asks, where is the actual budget line so we can see what you guys have actually either helped build down? So if it's 160 to 140, how did y'all do that? What revenues came in? We don't know nothing about the finances. Y'all gave one report. You've been there for 6 years so far. So you're saying in the next 2 years, give you an opportunity to fix the things that you haven't fixed in 6 years. I'm going to keep saying that. You ain't did it in 6 years. So you want people to give you the opportunity to fix what you ain't fixed, so you could go around and waste another 4 years of their time. So you want 12 years to fix some shit that you haven't fixed at all. That's no. People, y'all got to look at the writing on the wall. I don't know how he got reelected, but y'all need to get him to get out of that seat. Now let's talk about how certain people are getting targeted and some of them are getting special treatment. Like, it's just funny how every time somebody has something bad to say about him, he'll just say like, oh, well, that is just that person's opinion. And if they don't have anything good to come to the table, well, what do you expect them to come up there and say when you keep sending people out in the community to really go after your residents? It's not fair. How do you think people are going to react to the torture and the torment that you are giving your community? So I don't understand when he says those things at his meetings, because we have people that are being heavily targeted, fined. We have people that are scrutinized. And, you know, other people that are just getting away with everything. It makes no sense, but hey, that's how it is. But let's be very clear, y'all. Colby Chapman, who is stepping up, I cannot wait till she start her official run for mayor. She is going to be able to help the community. She have been falsely arrested 4 times. We're going to keep staying this story because Colby Chapman, when we were at the Harvey Police Department, they told her that basically, I'm just summing it up, that they didn't have a jail at the Harvey Police Department. So they were going to send her to Markham, where she would be going to court the next day. And then, you know, we'll figure out whether or not they're going to charge her or whatever. But that's what the procedure was. They sent her to 26 in California. They shackled her. Mind you, she was not too far from having her hip surgery. So, they dehumanized her. Charged her with a felony. Made her go to court multiple times for this. This woman works outside of being an elected official. She works. And it's the embarrassment behind it. Like, she had to take a mugshot picture. Y'all did all of that. You can actually look her up in the system. I'm glad she's vindicated now, so I don't know if it still comes up like that. But she didn't even touch the officer. She just was trying to get him to let her go. She didn't understand what was going on. But yet, we had a whole fight. The whole man got his ass beat down by 3 assailants, that mob action. He didn't have a chance. Unfortunately, wasn't nobody else out there that could help him and his daughter. So, they had to take an ass whooping for Harvey. That's how I look at it. So I'm always look at it as Amir and his daughter took an ass whooping for Harvey. This administration, they're using city resources to reward loyalty and punish criticism. That's not leadership. That's bullying and a lawsuit. Because that's what's gonna happen is they're gonna wind up getting sued. Everything that you doing now, y'all gotta understand that this shit is on video. It's on video. When people go live and put your name in their comments or in their titles, it's on video. Like, you can't go around and continuously cyberbully and lie on people. You can't do that. It's not right. It's not right. And I had my day in court to tell the judge why I think that I deserve my order of protection. Then we'll just go from there. If I get it, granted, thank you, Lord. If I don't, then it's my fuck up. I'm definitely going to court for that one. So it's just something that, that I'll be dealing with. And here's the part that really tickles me. Christopher Clark is upset. He's upset, y'all, that Harvey is now being talked about in the media. If you're using a known person on your behalf that has a huge platform, of course Harvey is going to be talked about in the media. Good, bad, and different people are going to keep talking about Harvey. You have somebody that is allowed to go into others' property and they're getting views behind it. Why wouldn't Harvey be talked about in the media? And y'all got to understand that mainstream media is the bomb, right? They are the best way to get the news, but content creators are just average, regular, local people that's here every day also reporting the same news because we're involved in that community that we love, and we want to make sure we show up and do what we need to do to make sure that our community is taken care of and not taken advantage of. So Christopher Clark, Harvey is not going to be silent. Unfortunately, I don't know what investors you have that are mad, but yeah, nobody's going to stop talking about Harvey because Harvey is a very important topic. We should be talking about it because if you and that board or the comptroller, if y'all can't be transparent on your own, then it's our duty to report, to document, and to expose whatever that you are trying to hide. You keep telling the residents, hey, I'm just tired of y'all always saying that, and this is not the truth, blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. But like you told Colby yesterday, we'll go back to this. She let Tyrone know that she did email him the questions, and she emailed it to the mayor as well. And Tyrone was talking at her sideways like she didn't know what she was talking about. But then you went and interjected and said, oh, well, she might be talking about when she emailed me those questions. And then I responded to her and told her to ask y'all. So if she asked y'all, it was probably because I told her to. So now that you allowed this man to chastise this woman for asking questions based off of your instructions, you ain't even trying and give it another vote or satisfy any answers or anything. It's just like narcissist, chauvinist behavior. You don't want to answer the tough questions. Why y'all don't like answering questions? The questions is okay because at the end of the day, it helps you grow. Whether or not you right, wrong, or different, it helps you grow, right? You can learn something from it. So I just want to say that we're not going to stop this. We're not. We're going to show up to the meetings. We're going to keep pulling receipts, and we're going to keep reporting until the voters take the city back. We have to make sure that we get someone in there that is boots on the ground in the community. Why is Colby Chapman different? I've seen her work, like for real, in the community, effortlessly, tirelessly. She's very humble. She does a lot of things in the community. And, you know, it's people that always try and associate her with NAPO or other politicians. She's not associated, not a yes woman for anybody. She is part of a committee. And so therefore she have to go to meetings. That's how her association goes with certain people. Other than that, she doesn't even want to run off of other political endorsements because she can do the work. She can do the work. She will do the work. And guess what? She's someone who's deeply rooted in the community. She's not just around when the cameras are rolling or when, when it's something fun, joyous. She's been there doing the hard work in the community. And she works with the people. I work with her. That's how I met her. I met Colby years back. Didn't know much about her, but she was the most helpful person to me, getting some information about a balloon release that I needed to do at Thornton Township High School. And at that time, I didn't realize that I knew some of the staff that could have helped me with that particular item, but she was the one that was able actually to help me, to lead me to the person that I knew. I just didn't think about it in that moment. So, she's been always beneficial and helpful for people that don't even live in her community, because I lived in Dalton. And it was on something else. But, even when she was running, I know her family members. So, of course, I always shared her post and made sure that, I told people to go out and vote for the second ward. I'm a district. Second ward alderwoman, Colby Chapman, and she won. One thing about her, she's very balanced, highly intelligent. She's passionate about her community, and she's not afraid to change the status quo. See, that's what people don't like. And people have continuously been telling Colby, hey, be quiet. You just talk too loud. You talk too much. No, nothing she's saying is out of line or out of pocket. It's just people don't want to answer those questions because they're not transparent. That's not on Colby. That's on Christopher Clark. You can't shut this woman up when she have valid questions. You can't continuously have her arrested because she have valid questions. You can't continuously put her out of meetings because she have valid questions. You need to answer them. Maybe if you guys had a Q&A and you actually sat down and answered some of her questions, maybe you guys' relationship would be better. Maybe that'll help Harvey stay out of the media. She's not out here chasing headlines. She's chasing change. That's why they fear her, my opinion, because she can't be both. And one thing about, she's not going to be quiet just to keep a title. Yeah, I got to understand that. She love her alderman seat, but she got to go hard or go home. Because if she don't step up to help Harvey, who else will? Colby Chapman is the right person. So to every resident that's watching this, it's time to wake up, to speak up, and to continuously show up. I am very happy that last meeting, it was packed. That was a good thing. Whether or not you on her side or whether or not you with Christopher Clark, everybody should be able to come out and voice what they have to say. Look at the numbers. Look at the silence. Look at the favoritism. And then look at who's really fighting for you. I promise you. I'm watching, and like so many others are watching right now, and we're not just here because we're trying to survive. We're here because we're going to rebuild Harvey, and we're going to make Harvey what it should have always been, a community that protects and prioritizes the people. This is not over, and neither are we. One thing y'all got to understand is, I know people like, oh, she's just trying to attach herself to Harvey. First, I've been in Harvey since I was 14. So I like, you can't tell me nothing about Harvey. Harvey is like my second home. And most of the Harvey people that I know of, that I dealt with, they understand and they know that I hang in the same community just like I hung in Harvey more than I hung in Dalton. I ain't really had no friends in Dalton. I didn't. Besides the ones that I went to elementary school with. Other than that, all my friends were through high school. And I didn't really hang with too many people back in high school because I had a boyfriend that lived in Harvey. My first love lived in Harvey. Actually, one of his homes is one of the dilapidated houses over there across the street from 147th and Center that actually needs to be knocked down. But anyway, yeah, I grew up in Harvey. I used to hang on 147th and Center. I did, unfortunately. So stay tuned. Like I said again, this is not over. We got this in the bag. I already know that this next meeting is going to definitely be interesting. So make sure when y'all get a chance that y'all go on my page and watch the meeting from yesterday so y'all can know what's going to happen in August. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.